All right, so let's begin, guys. Have a blankies, so you're going to close all your head balance stool if you're using a stool, 2 blocks and a belt. And we're going to begin sitting in Bakasana. So you're going to place one foot, you're going to try and bring it as parallel to the mat as possible, and then the other foot on top of the knee and that knee down. So you're trying to get a little triangle here. So they also call it the log pose, where you're stacking logs, if that makes sense. So stacking your logs as comfortable as possible. It really opens up the hips. You might find one knee is really sitting up. If it's really, really uncomfortable, you can sit cross-legged. So however you can get as comfortable as possible, you sit. Then placing your palms up, thumbs and forefingers together if you like, in Jana Mudra. And then close your eyes, shoulders back and down, chin, close your eyes. Let's just focus on the breath a little bit. As you inhale, push your belly out with a big inhale. As you exhale, allow the navel to work towards the spine, just focusing on that breath. So we're working into Titibasana, also known as your firefly pose. So this is a posture that takes some time to practice and to get into and to achieve. However, with the sequence we are working into, it's going to help prepare you mentally and physically to go deeper into the pose. It's also a great way to work into a medium vinyasa pose class, so medium-paced class. As we're going to have holds and alignment cues, longer holds and alignment cues that prepares you for deeper opening. So you're going to learn to fly into the firefly pose, feeling with strength and freedom as it offers throughout the class. And this class will also invigorate you and empower you, leaving you grounded and calm. Drop your chin down towards your chest. Advice from a firefly: be full of bright ideas. Pulse with excitement, have a healthy glow, delight in the evenings, keep a childlike sense of shining, sense of wonder, set a shining example, and lighten up. Slowly begin to open up your eyes, draw them along the floor until your chin is parallel, bring your palms together. Welcome to yoga, everybody. Let's change the cross of our legs to our unnatural cross. So slowly replace your other foot underneath, knee on top, and let's take our arms out to the side. Big inhale, lifting up nice and tall, big stretch, and exhaling all the way down. Once again, up we go. And all the way down. Let's do one more, last one, so we make it 3, up we go, and all the way down. Face down your right hand, let's stretch over to the right side. Extend, feel the intercostals opening. So you want to really be working this area. So just extending and stretching. Slowly turn to look up. And then let's slowly move over to the left side, stretching over. Big stretch. And twist to look up. And up we come. Let's take our right hand to the left knee, left hand behind you. Inhale, lift, exhale, twist. Holding your twist, slowly turn your head to look over the front shoulder. And then back over to the back shoulder. Okay, let's change sides. Left hand, right knee, right hand behind. Inhale, up. Exhale, twist. Holding your twist here. Slowly turn your head to look over the front. And back over to the back. All right, we're going to come back to the front. We're going to place our feet into Bakasana, our soles of the feet together. Knees out to the side. Hold into those feet. And then just lift up. Inhale. Exhale, down. Let's go again, inhaling up, exhaling down. Once more, up we go. Down we go. We're going to work forward, so elbows out, lengthen that spine. So go around, lengthen Work far, far forward if you can go. Just have a good stretch through those hips. And slowly up you come. Helping the knees up and go onto our hands and knees. So onto your hands and knees. Hands directly underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Make sure you're nice and straight here. Your feet should be hiding behind the knees and your elbows should be facing into one another. Let's work with our breath as you inhale, looking up. Exhale, rounding down all the way. Look at this navel. Flattening out, inhaling up. And exhaling down. Let's do two more. Inhale up. And exhale down. Last one. Inhale up. And exhale down. Come back to the center. Step your hands, one hand step forward. Tuck your toes under. Lift your knees just off the floor and push your hips back. Have a good stretch here. So stretch from the hands to the shoulders to the hips. Big stretch. And then slowly we're going to start to straighten those legs up to the ceiling. Big stretch. Let's drop our right heel down to the floor, bend the left knee. And let's change over. Left heel down, right knee bends. Back to the right. And then slowly back to the left. And then just walk it out side to side. Let's have a good stretch there. Stretching out side to side. Wonderful stuff. Then just check the distance. So work into a plank so you can check that you're in a correct alignment. So make sure the hands are directly underneath the shoulders, the legs are nice and straight, and then working back into your downward facing dog. From here, we're working to Ekapada and Mukha Svanasana, one-legged down dog. So take your right leg up, have a nice stretch, keep the hips nice and square, flex into that foot, stretch out of the shoulders. And then slowly just step forward with your right foot by the right thumb. Big stretch forward, help that foot if it doesn't go all the way, and straighten the back leg as much as you can. We take the right hand, you're going to stretch up to the ceiling. Big stretch. Straighten the back leg as much as you can. So I don't want this bent knee, I want a straight leg. Holding it there. Now I want you to take that top hand, that right arm, and stretch over as much as you can go. So just see how far you can go to stretch. What a nice opening here. And then slowly bring back down your right hand, stepping into a plank. You're welcome to drop your knees here. We're going to do a Chaturanga. So you're working down, over the toes, Urdhva up, shoulders back, opening up the chest. Optional going back down, or you're going straight into your down dog. So optional back down, into that down dog, stretch it out. Walk it out side to side. Okay, let's go to the other side. Left leg up, hips are nice and square. Keeping those hips square, flexing into that heel. Stretch and lengthen. Okay, let's step it forward. Left foot comes forward all the way. Straighten the back leg as much as you can. Flex into the heel. And let's take the left arm up to the ceiling. Keep it straight. Look up at it if you can. Hold and breathe. Straighten that leg. So make sure you're not bent. You're really stretching into that back foot. Your knee is above your ankle. And then let's work back as far as you can go. Stretch it out. So as you're stretching, you should feel your hamstring in your quad. Your hamstring in your glute. Having a good stretch on the left side. And then slowly placing back that hand. Step into a plank. You can drop your knees if you need to. Chaturanga, over the toes, Urdhva up, open the chest. Slowly back down, optional, tuck toes, and into a down dog stretch out. Okay, we'll do 2 more rounds of these, a little bit different. Right leg up, keeping the hips nice and square. Flex into that heel. Look at the hand. We're going to step forward, right foot. Making sure nice and straight here. Then slowly coming up, bring your palms together. Taking the left elbow to the right knee, hook it in and twist. Twist, 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 twist. Keep pushing into the back heel. Keep twisting here. So extend. If your balance is really bad, you're welcome to put the knee on the floor. Otherwise, we want to really stretch it out. Try and work these shoulders. Hold and breathe. And let's slowly take down the hands. Step back plank. Chaturanga, knees down if necessary, over toes, or Mukha up. Working down if you can, and down dog stretch. Okay, we're working to the other side. Left leg going up, hips nice and square. Hold it there. Make sure you nice and straighten those legs as much as you can. And we look at the hands. You step forward with the left foot. Straighten out as much as you can. It's coming up. Hands into prayer. Right elbow, left knee, hooks it in. Keep twisting. So the twist is a gradual movement. The twist happens in the spine, the shoulders, and the hips are levers. Straightening into that back leg. If you can, you want to look back. But work with what you can do. Just breathing. And we're slowly coming back. Hands down, stepping back plank. Chaturanga. Over toes. Over mukha, shoulders back. Working back down, if you can. Down dog stretch. Okay, you may not need your blocks, so have your blocks ready on both sides. They're optional. I'm just putting my blocks there just in case. Stretching out. Right leg goes up, hip square. Dropping that right hip. Looking at the hands, right foot steps forward. Coming up into Vinyasa 1. Stretching, straightening the back leg. Okay, from here, I'm going to twist towards the right side. You're going to take, whoopsie daisy, you're going to take your left hand down to the floor or onto your block. Make sure you're hooking it into that elbow. So placing it down, top arms going up, stretching, looking up to the ceiling. So here, this is where you might need your hand in that block. If your balance is really bad, you're welcome to put your knee down and then try and get it to straighten up. Once you're there, I want you to stretch the top arm over your head. Bakasana. So you're doing a twisted lengthening of the body, stretching and holding. Looking underneath that armpit up to the ceiling. Hold and breathe. To come out, that we're going to do a cartwheel with our arms to come up. So you take the right arm back, left arm up, and up we come. Both hands down to the floor. Stepping back plank, Chaturanga, Mukha up, and into your either back down or straight into the down dog stretch out. Lovely, let's work to the other side. Left leg's going up, hips are nice and square. Looking at your hands, big lengthening here. And let's step that left foot forward. Up you come, Vinyasa 1. Stretch into it. Twisting towards the left side. Keep straightening that back foot. You'll bring down the right hand. You'll hook it in. You can use your block here. You'll stretch up and twist. Straighten that back leg as much as you can. Get your balance. Once you're there, you want to stretch that arm over you. Lengthen. If you've got it really well, you can look up to the ceiling. And we're going to hold here for a bit. Breathe. lengthening, stretching. Lovely stuff. 3, 2, 1. Cartwheel in the arms. So you're bringing back left, right, coming up. Bring the hands down, step back, plank, Chaturanga, Urdhva Mukha up, and back down if you can into your down dog stretch out. Slowly, I want you to look at your hands and walk your feet towards your hands. And hold onto your elbows. Once you're here, I want you to relax the head. You're going to a ragdoll position. So relax the head, hold onto the arms, and push the hips forward. Keep the hips nice and square. We're just going to work from the torso and turn the body both sides. Okay, let's change the cross of our arms. So unnatural cross, hold the other elbows. And let's work again side to side. Lovely stuff. Okay, release the hands, palms to prayer, shoulders backing down, lengthen that spine. Up you come all the way. Up to the ceiling, big stretch. And then slowly work over to the right side, which stays square. Over to the left side. Back to the center, slight little back bend. And let's swan dive all the way down to the floor. Hands coming down, bend your knees. We want to jump ourselves back into a plank. So into your plank. From here, I want you to bring your right knee to your right armpit or shoulder. So bring it all the way up. I want you to hold it here. Lengthen and stretch, push into that heel. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stretch it back out. Let's move to the left side. Left shoulder, armpit right up to the top. And we're going to hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place it back. And then slowly keeping your toes together, knees apart, stretching out into a child's pose. All right, up you come. So we're going to work into our head balance today. Is going to be Bakasana. If you've got a chair, you want to go up in a chair, you're going up in a chair. If you need to work on a wall, you move to a wall. Otherwise, what we're doing here is you work with a blanket. The most important thing is to make the correct foundation, which is your triangle. So the triangle works by getting your elbows directly underneath the shoulders, putting your hands down and finding a perfect triangle. So the same distance between the elbows is the same distance to the head and vice versa. So there's a nice triangle. Hands are going under, fingers are widely spread, head is working down to the floor, elbows are in and slowly working onto the knees into the armpits, feet nicely flexed. You're going to stay here for a bit. When you're ready, you're going to go up. You're going to push the feet flexed, toes together, heels apart, holding there for a bit. When you're ready, you want to come back down. You hold it here. For those who can, now this is more advanced, you want to see if you can slowly work yourself up. Oops, without placing your feet down, just working it up. Hold it there for a bit. If you want to work again, working back down again. Okay. And then you can either relax or you can work again going up. So you keep going, hold it out, hang out here for a bit while you carry on. So for those more advanced, I'll give you more options. You can come back, you can lift up, you can jump into plank, you can work into your, I'm completely off the mat, to work back into the down dog. You're welcome to even practice jumping forward into your pose. Okay. So there's various options, or you can just go up into Bakasana, or you can just work with your knees onto your elbows and hang out there for a bit. Either way, I don't mind. You work to where you're comfortable, and that's it. It's not about anybody else, only about you. Lovely. I want you to make sure that you're breathing. Carrying on. I'm just going to grab something quickly. There we go. So keep working into it. Give you another minute or so to play. Try and work with nice balance going up, balance coming down. Remember, there's nice variations. There's different variations of working from up here, slowly controlled, down, slowly lifting up. Lifting down. Planking. Seeing if you can get back there. And very important, when you come down, I want you to make sure you rest. So 2 fists underneath the head. Just relax there. So this class has got a lot of balancing in it. Also learning how to work a lot of the body, working it together to make it to, or to find its way around one another, to get it to unify itself, if that makes sense. All right, so slowly coming back to your mat. And let's all work into a nice down dog. Stretch it out. Let's lengthen into it and extend. Stretch it out. Walk about side to side. Okay, so we're all going to look at our hands, and I want you to try and jump yourself forward. When you jump forward, try and do it with a little bit of lightness and ease. Think about that, how that dragonfly and that firefly flies through the air. So a little bit of lightness. Come to the front, bend those knees down. I'm going to sit in the air. So as you sit in the air, I want you to pull the pelvis forward, straighten the back, and then try and sit down a little bit further so you can actually see your toes and you can say hello to your toes, but still straightening up the back. So we're going to sit here for a moment, breathe into it. From here, we're going to work into Vinyasa 3. So with Vinyasa 3 coming from this pose, you slowly lift up your right knee, and you're just going to bend yourself forward. So as you bend yourself forward, stretching out in front of you, I want you to extend into that right leg. I want you to drop the right hip, and I want you to flex that foot as far as you can. Turn the toes towards the left heel and lengthen. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Let's hold it here. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. Slowly stepping it back. Titibasana 1. Very nice. Hold and breathe. We're working to Titibasana 2, so drop the back heel down, open to the side, making sure you're nice extending. Look over that front hand of your left hand, and working to reverse warrior, dropping down the back arm. Let's extend and stretch. So we're going to cartwheel our arms down. So I want you to take them down, left hand, right hand down to the floor, lifting up the back heel, and then stepping into a plank. Remember, you're welcome to drop your knees if you need to, Chaturanga. So over those toes, or open up the chest. Optional, coming back down and into your down dog stretch. Looking at your hands, we're going to jump ourselves forward with lightness and poise. Bend those knees and let's take a seat once again. Pelvis forward, sitting up, saying hello to your toes, hold and breathe. Okay, we're going to work to the other side now. So you're going to lift up the left knee and slowly start to work yourself forward, stretching into the back. As you lengthen, you're going to extend. Stretch out that leg to the toes towards the right heel, dropping the left hip. I'm going to hold here for 3, 2, 1. Control, stepping back. Titibasana 1. Beautiful. Working to Titibasana 2. So you drop the heel, you're going to open up to the side. Stretch it out. Look over that right hand. Reverse warrior. Lengthen and stretch. Hold and breathe. And then slowly cartwheel down. Arms come down to the floor. Lift the back heel. Step into a plank. And it's all Chaturanga down. Urdhva up. Back down we go. Tap toes into the down dog stretch. Lovely. Look at the hands. We're going to jump ourselves forward. And take a little seat. Wonderful stuff. Keep going. I hope you're all right. A little bit of changes here. We're going to take our right foot. You make it into a number 4. You really sit down here. Really sit down. Hold and breathe. Find some balance. Okay, we're going to bring our hands into prayer. And then slowly release that right knee up. We're going to start to kick it out behind you. As you kick it out, bringing your hands, keeping your hands in prayer, lengthen. Making sure you're dropping down the right hip, turning the toes towards the left heel, and we hold for 3, 2, 1. Stepping back. Lovely. Let's bring those arms up. Fantastic stuff. We're going to take the hands behind your back, clasp them together, really extend, opening up. We're going to humble warrior ourselves. So we're going to pass that front knee to the right side, arms going up. Then slowly, I want you to bring down both hands to the right side of your foot, walking out your left foot, hands to the center. You bring your right leg in, so you're working into a squat. Coming down, hands into prayer. So obviously this is very hard for you. You can place something underneath those heels. If it's really hard, you can always even go as far as placing 2 blocks underneath those heels. Because some people need that. Okay. So just making sure that you're nice and comfortable. You want to try and get the back up as straight as possible. And you want to push the knees out to the side. We're going to take our right hand down. You can hold on to your mat if you can. Hold the mat. I'm going to twist. Twist and open up as much as you can. Breathe. Alrighty then, coming back. Left elbow comes in the front of that knee. Placing it down, you can hold it to the mat. And again, as you twist, you want to open up. Look, it's over there, right there. All the way behind, stretch. Wonderful, coming back. You place your hands onto the floor, and I want you to be able to find some kind of a bounce here. So you're getting your hands nice and flat, that we can actually jump back from here. So you need to really push into the hands to be able to lift the legs and to jump into a plank. Beautiful. Going down, Chaturanga. Urdhva Mukha up, opening up that chest. Tucking the toes. If you want to go back down, it's optional. Into your down dog stretch. Same difference. We're going to jump forward. So you want to bend the knees. You want to see where you're going. Get yourself ready. Jumping forward, knees bent and taking a seat once again. So we're now going to do that all to the left side. So taking a seat. Make sure you can see your toes. Pelvis is nicely forward. And let's slowly bring that left foot on top. Number 4, hands into prayer. Find your balance. Sit down a little bit further. All right, hold here. Slowly, you're gonna let go of the left knees and come up, and you're gonna work yourself forward into Titibasana 3. So lengthening forward, stretch. Turn the toes towards the right heel, dropping that left hip. Straightening both legs. Let's hold it. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. Let's step back. Take those arms up, Vinyasa 1. And then slowly bring those hands behind you, clasping them together, opening up that chest. Humble warrior, bring your head down, past that right knee, stretch. Okay, let's release the hands and bring them down onto the left side. Move that right foot out a little bit, and let's bring that left foot in, and let's go back into our squat. So we can do that again. Hands into prayer. Again, use your blocks if you need some support. A little mat, wherever you need, you can place under there. I want you to push the knees out, sit up as tall as you can. We're going to start with the left side this time, so you can actually see what I'm doing. I'm going to keep my elbow in front, and I'm going to take the hand around the back here. So all I'm doing is I'm just bringing it to the front here. Once I've got it there, I'm going to lift up and say again, look over there, and then bring that back hand to see if we can hold. So I'm working into a bind, and I'm twisting and opening up as much as I can. For those who've really got a good bind and you can get onto the wrists, that's great. If you can start to straighten the arms, it's even better. You really want to have a good twist. Nice breathing here. Hold it and twist. If you need a belt, you're welcome to use a belt. Strap. And it's slowly coming back. Hands back into prayer. We're working to the other side. So your right elbow is going to come in front, hand in front of that knee, and working to the back. You're going to take your left arm and say it's over there. And you're going to hold on. You're going to try and work as much as you can. You straighten out, try and looking up, extending. Breathe into it. Doing fantastic, guys. And let's slowly begin to release. Bring those hands down. This time you're going to lift up your bum, and I want you to try and see how far you can bring those hands back a little bit. So you want to get them a little bit further back. Okay? You try and get the heel of the hands down. So you can actually feel the lightness in the feet. I'm going to try and jump from here. So you want to try and get a really good jump to jump back into a plank. Once you're there, it's again Chaturanga. Urdhva Mukha. Back down if you can, and into your down dog stretch out. Okay, we're going to do one more round of all of this. A little bit difficult. So it's easy, medium, and hard. Okay, let's look at the hands. Bend your knees. Let's jump forward. Let's take a seat. So taking a seat, see your toes, pelvis is nicely forward. I'm going to bring our right leg and we go into number 4. So number 4, we sit down. Find your number 4. Get some balance. We're going to keep the arms up. Makes it a little bit harder. Hold and breathe. Now this time, we're going to bring the right knee and come up, straight legs, bringing up that right knee. Let's work those quads. I want you to straighten that right leg up as much as you can. Stretch and lengthen. I'm going to go into vinyasa 3. So straight leg. This time you bring those arms back with you, stretching back. Stretch back, it makes it a lot easier. Making sure you're dropping the right hip, flexing into the back foot. Lengthen and stretch. Let's hold it here. For 3, 2, 1. Stepping back. Vinyasa 1. Clasping the hands together behind your back. Lengthen and stretch. Fantastic. Humble warrior, taking your head down to the right side. Big stretch. You want to feel that glute on the left working. Let's bring our hands down to the right side. But a little bit different this time. So this time, what we'll do is we'll work into our lizard pose. So I want you to, if you need a block, you'll place your elbows into the block. If you can, you'll go down to all the way onto the elbows. But I want you to straighten that back leg as much as you can. So stretching into the heel. You can work forward and back. Depends on how much flexibility you have. If this is really too hard, you're welcome to put the feet down. Otherwise, we're working full extent here. Stretching it out. I want you to take your left arm, place it onto the knee, just push it open a little bit, not too much, just a little bit. And then lifting up the top hand, the left arm, and opening up. You can still go forward and back a little bit. Okay, let's place down that hand, bring up the other hand, walk that foot over, step it forward. We're working into our nice little squishy squat. And I want you to really work on that height. So you're trying to get the hands back. You want to really get some height here to get a good jump. And step, jump back. Working Chaturanga. Urdhva Mukha up. Those who can, Chaturanga back down. Into your down dog, stretch it out. Okay, last side. You're doing amazing. Let's bend those knees. Let's jump forward. And let's take a little seat. Fantastic stuff. See the toes, pelvis forward, straighten those arms. Let's work left foot. Coming up, number 4, knock on that door. Hopefully not this time. We're doing yoga. Sit down a little bit more. Let's hold it here. Focus on the breath. Find your drishti spot. Okay, let's straighten that leg. Let's bring the knee up. Let's work it a bit. Let's straighten that leg. Stretch it out in front of you. Lengthen. Let's work into Vinyasa 3. So slowly, leg goes back. Arms coming forward. Let's take those arms all the way back with the leg. Flexing that left foot towards the right heel. Dropping that left hip. Stretch into those arms. Hold it. Pause working. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Stepping back. As you step back, I want you to clasp your hands behind you and lengthen. Virabhadrasana 1. Let's work into a humble warrior, coming back to the front. Stretch, lengthen. Hold and breathe. Slowly, you're going to bring your hands down to the floor, onto the side. We're going to work ourselves into our lizard, so you can work down to your elbows. If you need your blocks under your elbows, you work with the blocks. Drop down, extend the back leg. Work as comfortable as you can. Make sure the knee is above the ankle. And let's work forward and back. Good stretch. Straighten that back leg as much as you can. You want to lengthen into it. You're going to have a good stretch. Okay, we're going to take our right hand, we're going to place it onto that right knee. Push it away a little bit, really opening up. Now take the right arm, stretch it up to the ceiling. Feel the stretch. And then slowly bringing down that hand, coming up onto both hands, stepping forward. Now I want you to grab a block, I'm going to place it under your bum. And you're going to take a seat down onto your block. Ain't that great? Okay, so I'm going to turn to the front. So this is what you all look like. Okay. So you're all sitting on a block. Your feet are out to the side. I want you to focus on how you can push your knees into your arms and your arms out into your legs, if that makes sense. So my legs are pushing my arms, my knees are pushing. Legs are pushing my arms are pushing my legs. Yeah, got it. Okay. So as I'm doing this double whammy of pushing the two together, okay, I need to get my hands flat onto the floor. That is the most important. So I'm lengthening through my spine. My buttocks is pushing out. I'm twerking, if that makes sense. So I've got my bum really out like that, and I'm really extending. So I'm not this. That completely that movement. Okay, so the feet are really down, the hands are really down, and I'm lengthening. I look like a real about to pounce or something. I got told I look like Spider-Man in these colors. So, yep, I look like Spider-Man in these colors. From there, I want you to slowly see if you can start to lift those legs. So you're pushing down the floor, you're pushing the legs in, you're pushing the arms out. That's how you're getting that nice extension. If you can't straighten the legs, I'm not worried about that. But I want you just to be able to lift. So even if it's like a zaggy lift, but try and get those legs up. Okay, that is the idea. If you find you can't get your hands onto the floor, you can always sit on something else and then use your blocks to put your hands on. So you can place your hands on that, sit on something else, and then try and work those legs out. Imagine I was sitting on something else. Okay. Once you've done that, okay, because I can see people getting that. Pretty much really close. So you've pretty much all got to a place where you can lift legs even like crappy, like that. From there, I need you to learn to lift your bum. So what we're going to do is we're going to lift our bums. So we're sitting, we're squatting, look. Mom, no block. From there, you're going to place your hands onto the floor. You're going to bring them back as much as you can. And then again, push the knees into the arms into the knees. You're making a nice squish there. Then you're trying to see how much you can move your feet to try and lift the feet up. That is the idea. So I'm getting a nice extension into the feet. I'll do it from the side. So I'm placing my hands down. Ideally, you want a shelf. I'm not expecting you to get a shelf because it means you have to have a really good forward bend. But if I just even straighten my arms and I push the knees in, so now this is done with straight arms. So straight arms, I'm doing the same difference. Straight arms pushing out, straight arms pulling in, straight arms pushing out, pushing in. And that's with straight arms. So there's no shelf necessarily. I haven't got a shelf, but I'm extending. I'm lifting. Okay, so we're just trying that. Even if you're just doing this, but you on your hands, it's a great way to get there. Okay. So we're going to try something else just to give you an idea, a feeling of the whole movement. Move your blocks out the way. Grab a belt. You may need it. You may not need it. Sit down onto your buttocks, bones. If you can grab your leg and straighten it up, holding it, you don't need this belt. If you can't, you need a belt. If you can, you're going to bring up both legs. I'm going to straighten up here. If you need the belt, put a belt. You're going to lift up and you're going to straighten. Now, please let me show you again my buttocks. I'm doing this arching with my back. So when I'm there, I'm pushing forward. I'm not doing this to hold up. I'm lengthening. If it's too hard on the legs, you can bend, but I'm still, my stomach is coming through the center, if that makes sense. So I'm really extending and I'm pushing through, lifting up as much as I can. So I want everyone to get to this place where you've got your legs up. Then I want you to push into the legs. And I want you to be able to take your hands and place them onto the floor. So you push into your hands. If you can do this, this is the whole pose. Because this is it. This is the muscles I'm using when I'm up. This is everything. Even if your legs are bent like this, this is the full pose. This is the full pose. So if I had to explain it to you in an easy way, what I'm working is here, okay, is literally back core and psoas muscles is what I'm pushing into. If I go into this place here, okay, knees bent, I use the core, I lean forward and I'm up. So there we go. That is another way of working into it. It's not arms. It's a lot of those intercostals, these side things that are really working in here. It's a lot of the psoas muscles. There's nothing in my shoulders. There's nothing in my arms. It's a lot of balance that has to be done. If you're finding that, oh no, I'm never gonna get that far. You can do something like this, but then it's a lot harder. I don't think I can. To get, if you got someone to lift your bum, you'll get up. So if you even placed your hands like this and then you lifted, that might be a lot easier for you. Okay. But it's a beautiful pose because from here, just to show you all the variations where you can go from. So from here, you can work into things like, from here we are, I can bring my legs back. I can work into our Bakasana that we were working into earlier. Work back down, work back up, work back into it, and so on. Okay, so yeah, back and forth, jump back, work up, whatever you need to do. But it's really about, I'm not really using arms, I'm really using a stretch of the legs and around this position, if that makes sense. But you've really done well, guys. It's something you need to just keep practicing. You've had all the tools, you've done all the little exercises to understand how it works. And these are great ways of seeing the balance. There's a lot of balance to it. That is one thing it does take. So from there, I want you just to grab your blocks. We're going to place our blocks behind you. You're going to lean onto your blocks. I'm going to lift our hips. And let's just stretch it out. It's great to use the blocks to lean up and to stretch up on. Because often I find we don't get a very good height here. Then slowly push your hips towards your heels. Work the blocks out the way. Coming down. Rolling all the way down. Bring your feet close to your buttocks. Okay, once you're down, bring the hands down. Let's tilt the pelvis. Clasp the hands behind. Work onto the shoulders. Let's have another lift. Nice stretch, chest to chin. Jalandhara Bandha. Nice breath. Release the palms out to the side, come off one shoulder at a time, and roll down one vertebra at a time, pushing your hips towards your heels. Fantastic. Once you're down, you're going to take your right foot and you're place it on top of the left knee. You're going to take your right hand in that little triangle, and you're going to take them either on top of the left knee or underneath the left knee. If you find you can't get hold of that, you can always take a belt and hold there. If you want a little bit more, you flex both feet and you pull those knees in. Try and relax the shoulders. Also try and push the tailbone down. Just relax there. Just surrender. And let's slowly place down the left foot and the right. Take the left foot onto the right knee, left hand through the little triangle, right hand around, either on top of the knee or below, wherever it's more comfortable. You can flex, shoulders down, pull in, push the tailbone down. So you want to feel what works you best. If you're all the way up here, that's absolutely fine. If you're flexible and you can pull it in, you want to work it to get the most out of it. Hold and breathe. All right, let's hug both knees. And we're going to keep our right knee in. You're going to straighten up the left leg. Take the right knee with the left hand. You're going to pull it over the body as far as you can. Keep the shoulders down. Stretch out the left arm. Look over to, the right arm. Look over to the right side. For those who want more, so if this is enough, you stay here. If you want to go to the second base, you're going to lift up your left foot. You're going to hold it with your right hand. And third base is if you're holding, stretching out that right leg and holding with the left hand. But you want the shoulders to stay down. That is the idea of it. You want to just work to where you feel something's happening. You want to keep looking over to the right side. And let's slowly come back. Knees bent. Let's keep the left knee in, right leg out. Right arm's going to pull the left knee over. You're going to push out with your left arm. So that's enough. That's beautiful. If you want more, you're going to take your right foot. You're going to hold with the left hand. And if you want even more, you're going to straighten out your left leg with your right hand. Make sure the shoulders are down. You still can look over towards the left side. And let's slowly come back to the center. Give your knees a nice hug. Let's work into a nice happy baby. Okay, have a stretch whatever direction. And let's get ready for relaxing. So make sure you're nice and comfortable, feet out to the side, palms facing up, chin slightly tucked in. Get yourself into Savasana and completely relax. You want to put something warm on, please do so. And slowly start to wiggle your toes. Rub your thumbs over your fingertips. Turn your head from side to side. Take your arms and stretch them over your head. Have a good yawn and a good stretch. Slowly bring your knees to your chest and roll over to your side with your head cradled in your arm. Fireflies are tiny messengers that whisper in the darkness. They remind you not to lose hope because magic does exist. And slowly come to a seated position. May there be peace to the north, peace to the south, peace to the east, and peace to the west. Peace above, peace below, peace within and peace without, and most importantly, peace with you and your family. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Thank you, everybody.